All right, thank you very much, Madam Clerk and Madam Deputy Clerk. Council is here joining us for Monday, April the 8th, 2024. We, of course, are in our temporary council chambers here at the Stainer Community Center, and we have a council agenda here in front of us. We will proceed. We do not have a closed session today. And so item number 2 is our approval of the agenda for this council meeting. I'll read the recommendation. Be it resolved, Council of the Township of Clearview hereby approve the agenda dated April the 8th, 2024. Mr. Walker, Mr. MacArthur, I saw him first. John, you're a little slow there. Wake up. Any questions about the agenda? Seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? And that carries unanimous. As an FYI and information purposes, today, after our council meeting, we will have a special, I'm calling it an emergency council meeting. While it is not an emergency, it's just a very urgent matter that we need to deal with, and we need to discuss it in camera. So this meeting will continue, and then we will have a second agenda for a special meeting at that time. Okay. All right, council. Moving on, disclosure, pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Anybody got any disclosures for this meeting? Nope. Seeing none. If anything comes up, please bring it forward. Public participation period. We always have public participation period. I'm looking for members of the public, and I'm going to look to my deputy clerk to see if there's anything received digitally on the portal today. There were no messages received. Okay, thank you very much. We will dispense with public participation periods, and we'll move forward to number 5, deputations, presentations. There are none. And for public meetings, there are none. So, council, we're going to go to item 7, approval of the council meeting minutes. Read the recommendation. Be it resolved, the council of the Township of Clearview hereby approve the minutes of the March 20th, 2024 special council meeting and the March 25th, 2024 council meeting as presented. Can I have that moved by Deneen and Beelan? Thank you so much. Any questions about that? Seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? That carries unanimous. Thank you. Is there any business arising from those minutes, members of council? Any concerns? Seeing none. So we're going to move directly to communications from the mayor. I gave advice that we will be meeting in a closed session at the end of this meeting. So there'll be a very brief report coming out of that, but that's another meeting for our clerk's purposes. I do have item 9.2, which is the NVCA March 24 board highlights. Mr. Deputy Mayor, did you have anything from that you wanted to mention as you are our representative on the NVCA? Go ahead. Here we go.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to talk a bit about the Ag Advisory Committee that was held on just beyond that. The board meeting was relatively straightforward as far as issues with presenting annual reports and the budget. We got brought up to date on passing, which we did at our board, of all the memorandums of understanding. So that's all been done. Interesting thing, of course, was the discussion, and we are getting more presentations on the new regulation 41, 21, 23, which came into effect on April 1st. And that's really bringing some challenges. We'll bring some new rules and getting people to understand, and they will be sending out notices to our every council to tell the effects, what it means. And also, which we went over some of the stuff we're getting over on our the farm advisory committees in regards to the drainage superintendent. A lot of that stuff is, and I found at this last meeting, there's a lot of stuff that was still interpretation. So we'll be seeing more of that come forward. I don't want to say it, but there is a lot of issues that we're starting to deal with from an ag side point of view. So it will be coming forward at a later date.
Thanks for that update. I'll add also about the NVCA is that myself and the clerk executed the agreement for the memorandum of understanding. The council was directed in the last meeting to sign, so that's all completed. And we look forward to continuing to work with the NVCA. Okay, we're going to move on to county reports. There was, yes, did you have a question there, Mr. Broderick? Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just on the dams.
Yes.
See, they were talking about the Tottenham Dam and the New Lowell Dam, and the last sentence there. It is important for NVCA to consider the life cycle costs of maintaining each flood structure that does not serve a direct flood related function and weigh those against the costs of decommissioning these structures. From that, are we to deduce that the new Lowell Dam is not a direct flood related or does not have a direct flood related function? And B, is there thought of decommissioning?
Okay, so I don't think you can ask me that, but certainly if you could ask the NVCA board.
Well, I was thinking of asking our rep to ask the board.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Paul.
What we brought up is we're doing some, I'll say crystal ball looking at what's gonna happen going forward. And I did bring it up at our last meeting, so I didn't want to bring it up again about, they're looking at the costs of all dams, not only the life cycle, what it's gonna cost to repair and maintain to a certain standard. Does it mean there's anything wrong with them? Absolutely not. So the problem comes in is which community benefits from the dams? In other words, we don't know, I don't know, I can tell you from looking at the maps, water comes from, say, New Tech, it comes from Agilatoss, it comes from Mulmer Township, and it comes into New Lowell and eventually ends up Nottawasaga River and so on. So the problem is who they're looking at is going forward, who gets the economic benefit of each dam, or do we need the dams or whatever? And one of the big problems we have now is that dam supports the campground.
Mhm.
So it's part of which is that NVCA still controls it, but it's in our community. So they're starting to look at a lot of these assets as, are they liabilities or are they assets making us money? And they were just bringing up the discussion. They're not asking for money. They're not asking that this is what we're going to do because we don't have the money. I believe, without quoting me, we have between 100 and 150,000 a year in budgeted for maintenance or upkeep or whatever. Well, you get a few engineer studies done, $100,000 eaten up just like that. So the money's not there. So the NVCA is very good at leveraging monies that come out. And if we go to some of these big companies who like to support fisheries, for example, the dam is a great spot, to promote fisheries and stuff like that. So it's a lot of this right now is just telling us that we have to start looking at our assets, making sure they're safe and making sure what we have to plan for and budget for in the future. The comment, Councillor MacArthur asked me beforehand and before my time, but the question was, why do we have a dam there in the first place? Is it only for flood control or was it done for, what reason was it there? I don't know. And, but they are looking at it and it is an asset of the NVCA.
Marty, you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can get some information from the NVCA, like maybe get a plaque there as to when the dam was built and maybe why. I believe it was in the 60s because my brother helped with the construction of it. But I forget why. I think it was for flood control and there was a mill there at one time, but it was torn down when they did the dam. So it'd be nice if we could find out when it was built and why, and maybe have a plaque there or something.
Tell you what, Deputy Mayor's gonna be busy with all this information.
I don't mind doing that. I'm just writing it all down, Marty, so that I will follow up on that we can find out who built it, who was the asset, who was only. And I had to talk to how many people from the Sunnydale area who had swimming lessons there once upon a day.
Sure. They used to have swimming lessons there, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
And
Back in the day was a Red Cross swimming program.
right,
Yeah.
and I know Jane Ibbets has, coordinated or run that campground for the last number of years. Like they've done a great job
Sure.
because when I came.
So other ideas is why not a hydroelectric station there? How big of a drop do you need to make one? That's what Robert was saying.
Don't know.
All right,
Maybe that's something they can look into. And then it would be a big asset.
we're gonna have to add all this information, Madam Clerk, to the MOU. Thanks very much, Council, for bringing these items forward. Deputy Mayor, if you could
I will follow.
take
with
some
that.
of these questions back from your council, I appreciate that.
Yep, I will send, I think I'll be sending Fred Don, who was doing our work at the Brothers Park right now, and Laura Wensing, who, have been working on a lot of the projects around here, maybe.
Don, did you have one more thing? Did you want to add?
I was around back when it was built.
Oh, you were?
I'm not old. If I remember correctly, it was built for flood control in the
Makes
first
sense.
place, and it wasn't flood control there, it was further downstream. I think it had to do with, flood control of the lower Nottawasaga and the Saga Beach, actually. If memory serves me correct. That's going back a long ways.
Okay. Good information. Thank you very
So
much.
also-
Go ahead.
In its day, I remember a lot of people had dug wells instead of drilled wells, and in the summer, people would go there to get water to use at their house. So maybe that was another reason they built it, or just they used it for that.
Right. We have to have more discussions about the NVCA here. I think it's great. All right, we're gonna move on. We do have one item from the county to report. There was a press release about the new paramedic station opening up in Springwater. I think it's important to note for Clearview that our paramedics, of course, serve all of the county. But having these paramedic stations post a groundbreaking happen there is a good thing. It increases the availability of timing for these paramedics to arrive and provide service. And so congratulations to the county and to Springwater for putting that together. Look forward to that completion of that project. That'll be great. Anything else from the county? I know we're going to be meeting tomorrow. Do you have anything you want to add, Deputy Mayor?
Thank you, Your Honor. Worship, I did the honor again. Yeah. I did want to talk, we did mention, and I think it came up already once, but the insurance.
Yeah.
We're going to be seeing some stuff come forward. They're looking at the insurance pooling again, which came up a bit after our last meeting. And so that's good. And just to add to what Mayor and myself had the opportunity to do the digging of the dirt for the new paramedic station. That is going to be one heck of a complex there.
Yes, it's going to be quite
It's going to be an arena. It's going to be a fire station, ambulance station, more to come. And so it's a big chunk they're digging into there.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. All right, we'll look forward to that. Just as a little FYI, tomorrow's county meeting begins at 11 a.m. Does not begin at 9 a.m. And so that's just a little change in their agenda. Okay, council, we're gonna move to our ward reports. And Mr. Broderick, you are up first, I believe. Is that right, Robert? Couldn't you? Yeah, let's go to Mr. Broderick. Okay. John, you're up.
Thank you, Your Worship. March 26th, attended the Clearview Chamber of Commerce IT training session. On April the 5th, attended the Sunnydale Hall board meeting. April the 6th, I had the privilege of chauffeuring the Mario and Luigi mascot team to Center Ice for the opening ceremonies of the youth hockey 3-on-3 tournament at the Clearview Arena in Stainer.
Could have got you a big hat for that job, too. Nevertheless,
Wouldn't have fit in
Yeah.
the general.
it was good. Good for you, John. Thank you for doing that. Councilor McCarthy.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. Pretty slow week, just sure my fellow councilors shall acknowledge three of us plus Dale Whitehart, our water employee, attended a county curling get together there last week, hosted here in Stainer, and it was a great day. Looking forward to it next year, wherever it may be.
Good for you. Thank you very much for representing us and the other members of council, Mr. Beelan and Councilor Deneen. I saw you guys throwing rocks and it was a lot of fun. Good to see you. And well done to Dale too. That was a smart idea, bringing in the ringer. Good job. Good job, team. Right on. Paul, do you want to go next? Okay, we're going to Paul.
Thank you. This a week ago Saturday, the mayor and myself had the opportunity to go recognize a member of this community, being Richard Marsden, for his 90th birthday, and we're very well received. Councilor Broderick was there too in attendance, and so it was nice to see people who, well, in my case, we've done work with for years ago, and they're still involved with the community. So it was nice to be there for that. We did drop in, and I did get lunch out of going to cheer on our curlers for a bit, and it brought a lot of our county staff to this community, so it was nice to see a bunch of them out there. We had the 3-on-3 hockey tournament, which the mayor and I myself we weren't in the time clock like some other people, time box, but we did do the puck dropping and handing out both in Stainer and in Creemore. So I gotta hand it, like the arena was full, and so it's really, really good. Yesterday, being April 7th, we did the flag raising, and we'll let other members talk a bit more about that one. But it was at the community hall, and it was very well. Let them speak about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. And you're right, the 3-on-3 was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Counselor Janine, you're up.
Thank you. So we had a lot of fun curling, and I just want to thank the guys for putting up with me and for the tutoring, the constant tutoring. And it was a lot of fun at the Warden's Bonspiel. Our scrap metal bin in Ottawa, we filled one. We're on our second one, well on the way, probably need a new one before the weekend. Last count that I had, 6 bicycles have been rehomed, which have been great. And the flag raising on Sunday for the event with the mayor and council, other councillors. We had a great gathering of people that have been directly affected by donations of that kind. And it was really, really interesting, and I greatly appreciate what those people have done for us and their volunteers. Thanks.
Now, Counselor Janine, I know that you were out with your family the mid-afternoon today.
Yes.
And what were you doing?
Well, we ordered on Amazon our little ISO glasses, and my grandchildren and our family, we all stood outside, and that's about the best we could do from the 10th concession.
Not bad.
But there were a few times that the clouds broke, and it really looked better than that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about the best picture we could get.
Good job on the eclipse from Clearview Township, where I was located, completely blocked in with a cloud, not a chance of seeing it. So thank you very much for grabbing that picture here in Clearview.
We had fun getting them. We really did.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good for you. Good for you. Mr. Beelan, how are you?
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm fine. April 4th, I attended the county bonspiel. It was a lot of fun. The food was fantastic. So it was nice to see that the county used local people to get the food. The Bakery by the Bay was really good. I don't know who supplied the lunch, but it was fantastic. April 6th, I attended the 3-on-3 hockey tournament. I spent 6 hours in the time clock, and it was the fastest 6 hours I've ever spent. Got to meet some good people there. April 8th, which was today, attended the Hall of Fame meeting. I'm looking forward to the banquet on June 19th.
Congratulations. Lunch was provided by Cafe Coco, and it was excellent. They always make a great lunch. So I was there in the morning, by the way, to have coffee and enjoy the cinnamon buns, which were terrific. There you go. Mr. Walker, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. Not a whole lot. We have accessibility meeting tomorrow and the library next week. I just want to, couple comments. Congratulations to Terry, Amanda, Jessica, Courtney, and staff, and all the volunteers for your commitment to the 3-on-3 hockey tournament. Again, a huge success, and I'm just going to say thank you very much for all your work and effort to make sure that that was a successful event. Sunday attended the Be a Donor flag raising, and His Worship will, I'm sure, will have more to say on that. And also, congratulations to our curling team on a successful day at the county curling. Watched both your games at the tail end of the first and second, and quite a show of curling professionalism there. Will look good. You won both games, but a little short on the trophy next year.
Well done, curlers. Thank you so much. Good job. Thank you very much, Council. I do want to speak briefly about the flag raising. You've mentioned it, those that were there, those that have been there in the past. Each one of you as councilors have supported the effort that my family are very pleased to support, which is beadonor.ca. And Green Shirt Day, of course, is the 7th of April, which is recognized right across Canada by the family of the young hockey player from the Humboldt bus crash. He was a young man and had signed his organ donor card in in Saskatchewan there, and through that tragedy, he was able to help 6 lives, and his family found a little solace in that. And to honor Logan Boulette, each year they do Green Shirt Day. In my family, I've spoken to each of you about this, and I spoke about it on Sunday. It's a personal thing to us because 10 years ago, I lost my brother, and he also was a donor as well, and so he helped people with his donations. So I'm very, very humbled and grateful that each member of council and members of this community come out and support that, and more so that people actually continue to register at beadonor.ca and make their intentions known. Share your news with the family. Make sure your family are aware of it and be inspired by the decision that you make. So thank you so much for that. The month of April, you'll see that flag flying, and of course our green ribbons. I'm wearing a green ribbon here, and I've got my Green Shirt Day t-shirt on. So that's why I'm wearing that tonight. But another thing, so council's aware, today I was invited up to Tay Township to join Mayor Ted Walker and his council and members of their staff to do a flag raising there as well. So I thought it was quite nice that Ted invited me up, and got an opportunity to talk to one of their staff members who had just recently donated a kidney to her partner. He was in need of a kidney, and she was a perfect match. And so they went through the process together as partners. And so it was quite remarkable to talk to her about that. So anyway, that was a wonderful thing for me today before the eclipse happened. So there you go. Or it didn't happen as it may be. A couple other things I want to mention. The Royal Canadian Air Force, last Tuesday, I was invited to Base Borden to attend a special ceremony where they dedicated a new monument called the Ad Astra Monument. It's on the it's on the Angus side of Base Borden. As you enter the base on the south side of the road, you'll see a beautiful monument that reaches to the stars, which is Ad Astra. And it's quite nice. So that was a really interesting day to celebrate that at Borden. We've talked about the 3-on-3 hockey tournament, but I do want to mention what a great success. Congratulations to the staff, the teams, the coaches, and the volunteers, and the youth center who come out and supported the whole tournament. Great success. Well done. Again, Clearview Township. And so I also want to mention my congratulations to the Stainer Siskins on what a terrific season they had. But it would not go without mentioning that we wish the best of luck to the Alliston Hornets as they go on in the PJHL playdowns. The Alliston Hornets have been around 51 years, much like our Stainer Siskins. It's been a long rivalry between the Alliston Hornets and the Siskins. So they're great teams both, and I look forward to having a conversation with Mayor Richard Norcross. There is some type of wager involved here, and I'm not exactly sure what I've got myself into, but I do wish them the best of luck and congratulations. So we'll see all that. And as finally, I do want to bring something forward that will be coming up on our council or on our community agenda actually over the next little while. The week of the 14th to the 20th, council is not scheduled to have a regular meeting, but I do have something that was presented to me to read, and I'm very honored to bring this forward for council to consider and for our community to consider. This is a proclamation for National Volunteer Week. Whereas 24 million Canadians give their time through formal or informal types of volunteering, contributing close to 5 billion volunteer hours per year. And whereas volunteers in Clearview Township mentor our children, support those feeling isolated, beautify our green spaces, and fundraise for charitable organizations. And whereas volunteers in Clearview Township notably stepped up during the COVID-19 pandemic to support families, friends, neighbors, and strangers, and people sharing insight on how to create a more just and equitable society. And whereas Clearview Township volunteers are individuals, families, workers, youth, retirees, community members of all ages and backgrounds. And whereas the collective result of the work done by our township volunteers is that Clearview Township is a more desirable place to live, work, and play. And whereas organizations in Clearview Township that rely on volunteers include such fundamental organizations as the Lions Club, Habitat for Humanity, the Kinsmen and Kin Clubs, the Legions, our Eco Park, the Small Hall Boards, our Heritage Societies, our Agricultural Society, The calling of General Marine Hospital volunteers, just to name a few. And in Clearview Township, we are very fortunate to have a number of local boards and committees that are focused on and contribute to the many services in our community. We recognize and support the invaluable work and insights that volunteers provide, as well as they play a direct role in the sustainability and prosperity of this community. We are thankful for your commitment that contributes to a connected community and builds a stronger Clearview Township. Therefore, I, Doug Measures, the mayor of Clearview Township, along with the members of council, do hereby proclaim April the 14th to the 20th, 2024 as National Volunteer Week, and urge my fellow citizens to recognize the crucial role played by volunteers in our community. There is always something you can do. Check out your volunteer opportunities in your community. In our community, you can visit discover clearview.ca, community events, and volunteer opportunities. This proclamation is signed by me today and dated on today's date. So council, I ask for you to give your support by raising your hands in support of this motion. Those in favor? Thank you so much. Well done, volunteers in our community, folks. Thank you. We've got an update on the discussion about the know-it-all ball. Who's got it? Phyllis has a date.
Okay.
Know-it-all ball.
The Duntroon Hall Know-It-All Ball is going to be on April 13th. It's been confirmed at 7 p.m. $10 a person, maximum 8 people per table. So that's at the Duntroon Hall, April 13th, 7 p.m. So mark that down on your calendars, folks.
All right, thank you. And the deputy mayor just reminded me that I did have it written down, but I missed it because I was so excited to speak about our 3-on-3 hockey tournament. That tomorrow, the deputy mayor and I are going to be at Base Borden to recognize the 107th anniversary of the Battle of Vimy Ridge, which of course is a First World War battle, which was very significant to the Canadian Armed Forces, in the fact that all 4 divisions of the Canadian Army at that time took a hill called Vimy Ridge that so many other armies could not. And it basically was the turning point in the First World War, which led to armistice in November. So we're going to be joined by other mayors and deputy mayors from across Simcoe County and across the region. And we'll be visiting the training ground where many of those soldiers who served our country trained at Base Borden. At the time, it would have been called Camp Borden. And they trained there, and then they proceeded to go overseas and battle in France and Normandy, or France and Belgium. So anyway, it'll be a very interesting day. Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. I look forward to that tomorrow morning, early in the morning. Bring your umbrella. Okay. If there's nothing further, we'll move on in our agenda, members of council. Council, okay, we're going to move to item 12, which is our department reports and bylaws. We have a few items we need to discuss tonight. The finance department has something for us about the provincial gas tax agreement. I have a recommendation. I'll read it, and then perhaps we'll hear some comments from our treasurer who's here tonight. A recommendation be it resolved, the council of the township of Clearview hereby receive report FIN 007-2024, the provincial gas tax agreement dated April the 8th, 2024. And item 1, that a bylaw to enter into a letter of agreement with His Majesty the King in right of the province of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Transportation, authorizes the mayor and clerk to sign a letter of agreement on behalf of the township of Clearview as presented at the April the 8th, 2024 meeting for approval. Mover and seconder, please. Deneen and Mr. Broderick. Thank you so much. And Madam Clerk, maybe you could speak about this. This is well, it's an annual thing. It's also pretty exciting to see this kind of thing come into it. So go ahead.
Thank you, Worship. I think I'll take that one instead of the clerk. This is just our annual report that allows us to accept the provincial gas tax funding. So you see this one every year, and it's back up again.
Excellent work. And most of that gas tax money goes into operating our transit system as well as building roads in our community. Is that correct?
Through your worship, the provincial gas tax is strictly for the transit system.
Yeah.
So we've actually got it in a reserve for the purchase of a new bus when it's required.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Members of council, do you have any questions to staff? No? Nope, seeing none. All right, council, you've got a motion. I'm prepared to call the motion. All those in favor? And that carries unanimous. Thank you very much. Okie dokie. Parks and Rec. We have some signature events to discuss. I know we have some staff on board. Mr. Vashon is there and Amanda is there. Very good. Okay, so I'll read this recommendation. I'll look for a mover and seconder, and perhaps we'll hear from our staff. This is report PCR 008-2024. Recommendation be it resolved, the Council of the Township of Clearview hereby receive report PCR 008-2024. It's the signature events for 2024 dated April the 8th, 2024. For information, can I have Mr. Broderick and the Deputy Mayor and the Deputy Mayor? Okay. Miss Murray, there she is. Hello, Amanda Murray.
Hello, Mayor Measures. Good evening, Council.
Would you like to comment briefly about your report or have any comments you'd like to bring?
This is just our annual report. It just outlines the number of signature events that our municipality supports, as well as identifies the community events and township executed events. It's just always a great way to communicate all the dates and the level of contribution provided for each of these events. And we look forward to welcoming visitors to Clearview Township and, of course, giving great opportunities for our residents to come out and experience as well. I just wanted to highlight, I think, just a few new ones. Summer Solstice is a fantastic event that the Creemore BIA has been hosting for the past 3 years. We've been able to work with them to elevate the experience. It's usually held on the Friday after Father's Day weekend. So in this case, it actually is happening on the summer solstice, which is June 21st. Another fantastic event happening throughout our township will be on September 30th with National Truth and Reconciliation Day. So those are just some new dates that are on the events calendar. The rest of them are very much part of our normal operations. And as always, the Parks and Recreation Department, we are here to help, and we provide lots of support through our general operations. So happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Is there any member of council with some questions they have for Amanda or Terry? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Amanda, I just wanted to make sure, we just finished doing our grants program. The money that's designated on one in particular, I see the Creemore Farmers Market for 3,000. Is that the money comes through the grant or is that through your signature program?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Van Staveren. That's an excellent question. So that $3,000 is specifically for entertainment for the Creemore Farmers Market. That is separate from the grant funding that is allocated through the township grants opportunity. So this $3,000 supports the hiring of entertainment and some activities within the farmers market.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Any other members? Yes, Mr. McCarthy.
Yeah, I was just wondering, you mentioned about the video series. Where can these videos be viewed?
Yes, thank you, Councillor, through you, Mayor Measures. The videos are posted on our website, which is our YouTube channel. There's a Discover Clearview stream that's part of that, as well as our partnership with RTO 7 allows them to use those videos as part of their provincial tourism marketing plan. So it's a really great opportunity. They're able to push out those videos with so many more partnerships that they have and access to other markets. And then for us, they all hold a place on our YouTube channel for Clearview Township.
All right, thank you very much. Very good, very good. It's always interesting to find information on our websites, both clearview.ca and discoverclearview.ca. There's a lot of material there. You got to spend some time. Nothing further from our members. Amanda, to you and your staff members, of course, who join us through the summer months, as well as all the volunteers that help us out to make these events successful. I wish you all the best and the best of luck. It'll be a great summer. And I'm sure members of this council, myself, we will be attending many of these events, as we always do, to support our community. We're really glad that we're hosting these events. Members of council, you've got a motion in front of you. I'm prepared to call the motion. All those in favor? That carries unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job on the weekend too, by the way, you and Terry. That was a really good 3-on-3. And everybody else who helped with that. Okay, we've got some bylaws now, because that's all we have in the reports at this time. So council, I'll read the bylaw and I'll look for a mover and seconder. Bylaw 2428 provincial gas tax letter of agreement. Be it resolved that bylaw 28 keep seeing the 28. Long in the day. I didn't wear glasses today to look, but I only saw clouds, okay? I was looking at the sun. Be it resolved that bylaw 24-28, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a letter of agreement between the corporation of the Township of Clearview and His Majesty the King in right of the province of Ontario, as represented by the Ministry of Transportation for the province of Ontario, be presented and read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed on the 8th day of April, 2024. Okay, mover and seconder, Mr. Walker, Mr. Beelan, thank you so much. Any questions? You've heard the bylaw? Seeing none, I'll call the motion. All in favor? And the bylaw carries. Thank you so much. That's our bylaws for this evening. We have no notice of motion and we have no new business. Other than, of course, this council will be retiring to another meeting momentarily. So I will call for the bylaw to confirm the proceedings of this council meeting. Be it resolved that bylaw 2429 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the April 8th, 2024 council meeting be presented and read a first, second, third time. Finally passed on the 8th day of April, 2024. Mr. MacArthur, Mr. Broderick, thank you. Any questions for the bylaw? All in favor? And that carries also unanimously. Again, we will be motioning to adjourn at 6:07. Be resolved, council adjourned. Mr. Walker and the deputy mayor. All those in favor? Thank you. This meeting is adjourned. Council, we immediately going to the emergency council meeting agenda, which I have here in front of me. Again, just to explain, we have some urgent matters to deal with. We have to discuss something with our solicitor, et cetera. And so this is an opportunity as council is all together to have a meeting. All right. 1, approval of the agenda. Recommendation be it resolved that council of the Township of Clearview hereby approve the emergency council meeting agenda dated April the 8th, 2024 as presented. Mr. MacArthur, or sorry, yeah, Broderick and MacArthur. Broderick and MacArthur, thank you. Questions? All in favor? That carries unanimous. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Being none, please bring it up if there's any issue. Now, number 3 is our closed session motion. And I'll read the entire recommendation. Recommendation be it resolved that the next portion of the meeting be closed to the public in accordance with S 239-2 of the Municipal Act 2001. It's item F. Advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose. And item K, a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on behalf of the municipality or our local boards. The topic will be the discussion of the Creemore well capacity. All right, members of council, I'll look for a mover. Mr. Broderick, thank you. Mr. Walker, thank you. All those in favor? That is carried. Council will now retire to an in-camera session, and we will return briefly to give an update from that session. Don't know how long we will be, but we will return and we'll have then a small motion